Welcome to Newswatch 12 at 5. I'm Justin Betty. We're now just 6 days until the election. Today, Vice President Mike Pence is in central Wisconsin. Newswatch 12's Rachel Eiler is live at Central Wisconsin Airport in Mosinee with the latest on that speech. Rachel.
Yeah, Justin, this was definitely a smaller crowd that we saw here than what we saw at President Trump's rally last month. About 100 Wisconsinites came together, some overflow of supporters standing to the side. But like you said, we're 6 days away from the election now. The Trump campaign is really pushing for that support. They did win this state in 2016, but polls are now showing a little bit of different numbers with Biden ahead in 17 points. That's from a Washington Post ABC poll released this morning. And Vice President Pence spoke, mainly on conservative issues from police support to the confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett, as well as criticizing the former vice president on some of his key issues, including his environmental policy. Now, on the flip side, he did not speak a lot on the pandemic, but focused, like I said, on other conservative issues here in Wisconsin, including jobs, manufacturing, and of course, our dairy farms.
President Trump, well, we cut taxes across the board for working families and businesses large and small. We rolled back more federal red tape than any administration in history. We fought for free and fair trade. We unleashed American energy. And in 3 short years, businesses all across America created 7 million good-paying jobs, including 56,000 jobs right here in the Badger State.
There were many people standing close together and sitting close together. They did hand out masks when we first arrived at temperature checks, but from what I saw, many supporters came in and took that mask right off as they were sitting down. Now, there were some ties we saw surging after President Trump visited last month. However, officials are not tying that surge to his visit, but we will be looking at that within the next couple weeks as we continue to follow COVID-19 cases. Coming up at 6, I'll have more on the President Trump's speech, Vice President Pence's speech. For now, reporting at Central Wisconsin Airport, Rachel Eiler, Newswatch 12.
All right, thank you, Rachel. While this event was not nearly as big as the president's visit last month, Central Wisconsin, Marathon County has been seeing about 150 new COVID-19 cases per day over the last 2 weeks. And Wausau Mayor Katie Rosenberg is worried that large events only make that worse, telling us she supports people's right to rally, just concerned about their lack of safety precautions there.
When I look at the audiences, you see, if you're lucky, 50% of people wearing masks. So I wish that would be reinforced. But this is where we are. It's politicized, and it's unfortunate because public health has no reason to be politicized here.
Again, both presidential candidates are set to be in Wisconsin this Friday. President Trump in Green Bay. Joe Biden hasn't announced exactly where he will be yet. Today, again, just 6 days before voting ends, both candidates are in another swing state, Arizona. Alice Barr has the latest.
Battleground Arizona in the spotlight today with President Trump and Joe Biden's running mate Kamala Harris, each making 2 appearances there today. President Trump won the state in 2016. Now polls show a tight race with a slight Biden advantage, and the president is fighting for every vote.
There's tremendous energy, and we've never seen enthusiasm like this.
Senator Harris meeting with business leaders before a drive-in rally in Tucson.
We've seen how women and small businesses have suffered in the midst of the COVID virus, but Joe and I are committed to supporting them and giving them more resources.
Biden voting early back in Delaware. He's off the trail but on message, getting a COVID briefing from health experts before laying out his plans to get the pandemic under control.
We'll let science drive our decisions. We will deal honestly with the American people, and we'll never, ever, ever quit.
It comes as the White House Science Office is taking heat for a press release that listed ending the COVID-19 pandemic as one of the president's top accomplishments, despite record surges now sweeping the country. A White House spokesperson calling the statement poorly worded.
We're certainly not getting ahead of it. We're still in the midst of the pandemic. We do say we're turning the corner.
The grim reality of the virus, contradicting the message the president wants to send 6 days before voting ends.
Outside today, Jeff, cloudy and cool.
Yeah, plenty of clouds out there today and even a couple light rain showers and maybe a couple flurries in there tonight. Lots of clouds right here in Eagle River currently with snow still on the ground, but here are temperatures. And again, we're just above freezing in most locations. Another cool day, well above below average temperatures today. We'll do it again tomorrow, but there are still some 40s in the forecast for us this weekend. Okay, so here's the rain showers pulled out of here as we speak. This thing is overachieving a bit today, but still, we got some clouds behind it. And then tomorrow will be a dry day, followed by another dry day for us on Friday. Your forecast for tonight, though, is mostly cloudy skies, partly cloudy skies, and cool with low temperatures down near 28. Your full forecast is coming up, Justin.
Thanks, Jeff. The 44-year-old Amherst man who investigators say struck and killed his own father with a vehicle appeared in Portage County Court today. Newswatch 12 Sierra Whaley attended today's proceedings and joins us now live with the latest. Sierra.
Justin, I am outside of Portage County Courthouse where Daniel Sullivan Jr., he appeared today via video. Portage County Circuit Court Judge Thomas Egan set a $500,000 cash bond for Sullivan during today's bond bill hearing. According to the Portage County Sheriff's Office, Sullivan Jr. is charged on suspicion of first-degree intentional homicide after 76-year-old Daniel Sullivan Sr. was fatally injured after being struck by a vehicle owned by Sullivan Jr. 2 days earlier, Sullivan Jr. had damaged the door on a church garage with a sword. The Veterans Administration contacted the Plover Police Department on Saturday and asked that officers do a welfare check on Sullivan Jr. Plover PD officers contacted Sullivan Jr. and called the Green Bay Crisis Line. A healthcare professional on the crisis line determined Sullivan Jr. did not meet the criteria for a mental health detention at the time. During the hearing, District Attorney Louis Malewski brought up statements made by the defendant regarding the incident.
The state is concerned that the defendant has made these previous statements of killing people, and specifically his father, that he is a potential threat to the public, but the evidence is very strong.
District Attorney Louis Malewski said the cash amount for bond is appropriate due to the nature of the suspect.
The defendant made further statements indicating that he had arrived at the property and originally thought killing his father with a sword, but then decided to use a vehicle.
Per his bond, Sullivan is not allowed to have contact with his siblings, his mother, or his siblings' children. Sullivan will appear back here in Portage County Courthouse on November 9th. Live in Stevens Point, Sierra Whaley, Newswatch 12.
All right, thank you, Sierra. Yesterday, Wisconsin topped 5,000 new COVID-19 cases in a single day for the first time, according to the Department of Health Services. Today, numbers took a little bit of a step back. DHS reports 3,815 new cases today, just below our 7-day average of close to 4,000. However, it comes on just under 10,000 total tests today. So the percent of people tested that came back positive, roughly 39%. DHS also reports 45 new deaths today. We're now averaging about 30 per day over the last week. In our 12-county north central Wisconsin region, DHS reports 152 people in the hospital with COVID-19. That's a new high. 37 of those, they say, are in the ICU. Local hospital leaders say they are just about maxed out. Florence High School is trying to keep people safe through the pandemic by churning out items to make their lives a little easier. The Florence Fab Lab has been using their 3D printer to make everything from plexiglass holders to clips for your glasses, but they're also using it to help out a local hospital in Iron Mountain. We'll show you how they're doing that coming up on Newswatch 12 at 6. The Marathon County Jail is experiencing a bit of a COVID-19 spike right now. 25 inmates from a single block have tested positive for the virus within the last week. Officials believe the outbreak came from a new inmate who was asymptomatic, wasn't showing symptoms. Traditionally, inmates have their temperatures checked prior to booking and answer a bunch of questions regarding symptoms.
So if you're asymptomatic, you answer no to all of those things. Because the Marathon County Jail is overcrowded, we can't just house everybody in a single cell for 14 days, wondering if they're going to develop symptoms. That would be not only best practice, but ideal, but we don't have that opportunity.
Well, the jail will be undergoing some massive testing later this week by the National Guard. However, until then, they say no inmates are being moved. Staff are restricted to working in specific blocks, trying to contain the spread. Jail officials say all inmates who have COVID-19 are isolated in one block. Others who were exposed in another. The jail will undergo a new booking process as well.
Anybody who comes in now is treated a little bit differently than they typically were. So we used to do the screening and wait a couple of days, a day or 2 days, and then check on them and then move them. And now everybody who comes into the jail is actually going to be COVID tested before they're moved into general population.
Well, the jail will remain on this kind of shutdown until November 9th. Jail officials say inmates who did test positive and are scheduled to be released prior to November 10th will be released with a mask and materials to help navigate quarantine. As our habits change to deal with COVID-19, some communities are beginning to explore how those habits may change again in the future. Newswatch 12's Cooper Henkel spoke with the Secaucus Chippewa community about their plan for the coming year.
The incident command system implemented by the Secaucus Chippewa community isn't the only one of its kind.
The ICS system was enacted to plan and prepare for COVID-19 within the community.
But their success in slowing the spread of COVID-19 definitely stands out.
You have to identify who you're protecting, you have to identify the reason why you're doing it, and you have to keep politics out of it. Politics has no place in this type of situation right now.
The incident command system isn't just thinking about the problems now. They're thinking about the future.
Welcome. Your temperature is normal.
Gadgets like this visual thermometer are part of that plan, making sure that when it's time to reopen, they can do it safely.
We need this infrastructure so we can communicate with one another. We need this for telehealth, telework, and teleeducation.
Building faster, more reliable internet connections will help with more than just quarantine streaming.
And I'm so glad that we're getting this installed right now because we need to communicate with one another.
The whole tribal government shifted responsibilities.
A lot of our housing staff has been assisting with that.
They deliver hundreds of meals, household essentials, and a little personal interaction. CARES Act funding went toward making sure people stayed safe at home.
And with some of that funding that we got, we were able to give a 3-month rent forgiveness to all the rentals out here, in addition to some home rehabs that were needed.
A forgiveness now extended through the rest of the year. It's all part of the tribe's plan to get through COVID together.
If we don't inform and educate our communities and our community members, we're not doing that service that we need to.
In Mole Lake, Cooper Henkel, Newswatch 12.
Meanwhile, the race for a COVID-19 vaccine continues. Take a look at how Wisconsin health officials are involved in that process. But first, Jeff's in with your full forecast next on Newswatch 12.
It isn't always easy living in the Northland. Up here, we have to count on our neighbors and let them know they can always count on us. I have the honor of serving our community in the State Assembly. Down there, I'm fighting to make healthcare more affordable and broadband more accessible. My opponent has other ideas. He wants to help companies like Foxconn give tax cuts and bailouts to billionaires, leaving us behind. I'm Beth Myers, and you can always count on me.
When you call a company other than Maher Water Corporation to service your water treatment system, do you really know what or who you are getting? Many companies just measure you up to do a bang-up job, then charge hundreds of dollars and have you sign service contracts. Maher's technicians are trained to not only service our own water care equipment, but most others as well. So if you don't want just any service tech servicing your water equipment, call us at Maher's today.
When your windows fail to protect you from the elements, count on Renewal by Andersen's storied legacy to secure your home's future. If your windows are drafty, difficult to open and close, or broken, the full-service custom replacement window solution you need is easy and affordable. Renewal by Andersen. Call now to save big and get special financing during our 25th anniversary celebration. Proudly continuing a tradition established by Andersen Windows in 1903, we've helped millions of homeowners like you keep their homes warmer in winter and cooler in summer. Comfort and peace of mind, thanks to our exclusive Fibrix composite material and our expert installation, which are both backed by an industry-leading, fully transferable limited warranty. For 25 years and counting, we continue to deliver you quality, reliability, and excellence. Take advantage of this money-saving anniversary offer with very special financing. Installation is always included. Don't delay. Call now to schedule your free window diagnosis. Renewal by Andersen. The better way to a better window.
Online auction, Rhinelander, Wisconsin, selling all contents of $1 million home. Expensive furniture, life-size Hodag, zero-turn mower, guns, tools, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions.
There you are. Welcome back, my friends. Busy day, busy week, and most of us spent the day in the clouds and even a couple light rain showers out there earlier. Still lots of clouds here in Eagle River, but the pavement is drying out with some snow on the ground in the grassy areas. We're going to melt that snow here shortly with above average temperatures on the way for next week as we have some warmer temperatures on the way finally, right? But outside right now, not so much. Right? It's 42 in Antigo, 36 in Rhinelander, 34 Eagle River. So a few temperatures in here hovering right near freezing right now. There were a couple flurries along the UP border earlier and a couple rain showers across north central Wisconsin too. And we're beginning to see a warm up though. So here's the problem. There's a front kind of lying right across here and it's going to bobble back and forth for a couple days. So we're not going to really see this warmer air until we get to probably Saturday for one day only before things change once again. So tomorrow 35, all right, 37 for Friday. There's that 47 for Saturday, also Halloween. Time change Sunday 33. And then all signs now, at least computer modeling, puts a lot more oomph in getting warmer temperatures in here next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably Thursday and Friday, followed by most likely a big crash toward the end of next week. Looking outside today, this thing's an overachiever, right? We saw a few sprinkles and a couple flurries earlier. That's not pushing off over into Michigan. They can have it. For us, we're going to keep things cloudy across north central Wisconsin, but there will be a few breaks in the clouds, especially across southern Wisconsin tonight into parts of Minnesota as well. As here's the big picture. So the storm track has shifted, still across the south right now, and then well to the north as well. We're kind of in between the sandwich. That should keep us mostly dry for still several days around here. As here's a surface map. Included in here is a hurricane hitting Louisiana as we speak. Let's go there now. So here's Zeta coming on shore as we speak. Winds near 100 miles per hour. This is the third tropical system to hit this area in the last month and a half. All right, our forecast though for tonight though, no tropical systems for us, just some cool temperatures, mostly cloudy skies. There still could be a couple of flurries in there tonight. Look for low temperatures down near 28 and a northwest breeze around 5. For tomorrow, all right, so partly cloudy, so we'll see a little bit more sunshine tomorrow. High temperatures near 35 with a northwest breeze around 5 tomorrow. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows the story. So tomorrow, 35, partly cloudy. Friday at 37, partly cloudy. There's Saturday, a surge of warm air for Halloween, highs near 47. The time change Sunday now has a chance for a few light rain and or snow showers and cooler with a high of 33 on Sunday. Monday we get a break followed by Election Day on Tuesday, warmer, sunshine with highs near 48. Justin?
All right, thanks, Jeff. UW Health Madison is resuming their clinical trial for AstraZeneca's potential COVID-19 vaccine. The 2-year trial was paused when a participant in Europe developed an unexplained illness, needed further evaluation to determine if it was safe to resume the trial. Organizers say this is a fairly normal safety precaution.
If someone develops an illness that's unexplained, that fits the criteria to cause one of these stops or one of these pauses, which allows the different government agencies to do an investigation.
The plan now for 30,000 participants nationwide to be used in this clinical trial, including folks at UW. Participants are injected twice throughout a 29-day period, monitored for 2 years to see if they develop COVID-19 or antibodies.
To find out, how long did they maintain antibody levels? Were their antibody levels good? Are there any safety concerns? Things like that.
It's a long trial. Organizers say, though, they hope to get a lot of information out of it and potentially have a vaccine at some point through the trial in 2021. The Northwoods economy saw a pretty big hit because of COVID-19, especially over the summer. But some grants are helping get the word out and keep the economy afloat. We'll talk to some local officials and have more on that after the break.
While America's cities burned, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris fanned the flames, refusing to strongly condemn violence, supporting bail funds that help let rioters, looters, and dangerous criminals out of jail.
Joe Biden's silence speaks
loudly. He doesn't have our backs.
In Joe Biden's America, we'll all be in danger.
President Trump will keep America safe.
If you support the police, support Donald Trump.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Tomahawk Sports Center is northern Wisconsin's one-stop shop for UTVs, ATVs, snowmobiles, boats and motors, watercraft, docks, and waterfront equipment with a large selection of products like Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, Can-Am ATV and UTVs, Manitou and Godfrey pontoons, Alumacraft fishing boats, Evinrude Service Honda and Yamaha outboards. Tomahawk Sports Center is your next stop for fun. A family-run business with a long history of personal service before and after the sale. When you think fun in the Northwoods, think Tomahawk Sports Center.
Patrick Teston serves and protects the special interests in Madison. After taking thousands from insurance companies, Teston protected their profits, blocking protections for people with pre-existing conditions and voting to charge them more. But Paul Petruski will serve and protect us like he always has. Paul will work to get healthcare and drug costs under control, and he'll pass a law to guarantee coverage for pre-existing conditions. Paul Petruski, standing up for us.
He coddled the communists, sided with socialists. Now, Joe Biden is lying. He will raise taxes on the middle class, and his liberal agenda will cost millions of jobs. Because he's a career politician, past his prime, too weak to rebuild our nation. But we won't let him. We will build a better future with courage, with strength, because we are America, and Donald Trump is our president. America First Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
COVID-19 has taken a toll on tourism in many places across the country. The Northwoods has not been immune to that. With so many summer events canceled this year, local Chamber of Commerce officials say it's been hard for them and many businesses in the area. To help, as part of Wisconsin Department of Tourism's Tourism Relief to Accelerate Vitality and Economic Lift, or travel grants, each county in the state was awarded some money. St. Germain Chamber of Commerce Director Penny Strom says that money will help make up for the events that didn't happen this year.
A lot of the monies will go to help just our operating budget, because a lot of it was from events that couldn't happen that we rely on throughout the year.
Strom added the pandemic also forced them to refocus their message to community, to focus on safety. Meanwhile, in Rhinelander, the Oneida County Chamber was just awarded over $90,000. Chamber Director Lauren Sackett says the chamber did their best to keep local businesses on their feet.
Our operations were certainly affected by this, by the pandemic, but we were still really working as hard as we could to make sure that our businesses and our community were hopefully doing okay during the pandemic.
The grants awarded to chambers all across the state totaled nearly $12 million. We're back with one final look at your forecast and some cloudy conditions right now. Details after the break.
Your parents spent years taking care of you, but as the years go by, it becomes your turn to take care of them. This might mean trusting a nursing home, which promises to care for them as cherished loved ones. But if the nursing home you've chosen is not keeping their promise, we can help. If your parents have been injured in a nursing home, call Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Tonight.
Here we go. We start the finals. Flex LeBron. One of the greatest runs we've ever seen.
We've never had a finals like this. American Ninja Warrior. The finals begin tonight on NBC.
When this community hurts, when it reaches out its hand, we pull it to its feet.
Keep on pushing, keep on pushing, keep on.
When this community calls, we respond.
Chicago Wednesday returns November 11th on NBC.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Choose FlexBuy on Explorer and get 0 for 66 financing plus $2,500 FlexBuy cash and $1,000 retail trade assist cash.
Menards carries a great selection of lighting products in stock. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. We carry a wide array of styles and finishes of outdoor lighting. Enhance your home with the look you want while adding security for peace of mind. This Shane Outdoor Wall Light is a great way to add elegant lighting to the outside of your home. Pick it up today for only $44.49 after 11% rebate right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
While America's cities burned, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris fanned the flames, refusing to strongly condemn violence, supporting bail funds that help let rioters, looters, and dangerous criminals out of jail.
Joe Biden's silence speaks loudly. He doesn't have our backs.
In Joe Biden's America, we'll all be in danger.
President Trump will keep America safe.
If you support the police, support Donald Trump.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Another chilly, dreary day outside, Jeff.
Yeah, we got rid of the really cold stuff, but highs in the 30s today is not normal. We should be back upper 40s this time of year. We'll have lows tonight in the 20s, but there is going to be like an up and down thing to the temperatures going forward. We could still see upper 40s on Saturday. Let's go outside now, show you temperatures looking like this currently. This is chilly, right? Because it's cloudy, it's kind of damp outside, so this feels actually colder than it really is. It's 36 currently in Rhinelander, 41 for Antigo. And it's just a cool day, right? We're getting used to these because there's lots of clouds in the area as well, and even a couple of sprinkles earlier. This thing overachieved a bit. We didn't think it was going to reach the ground, but a few areas they did. Saw a few snow flurries and a couple light rain showers. That's now gone, but we're going to keep the clouds around tonight, and there's a lot going on for your 7-day. You're including your civic duty on Tuesday. It looks like next week we're going to crank up the temperatures. Not really a heat wave, but highs in the 40s are going to feel good.
That'll be a nice little change of pace. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on Newswatch 12 at 5. NBC Nightly News is next. We're back here at 6 with more.